Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun little game with a train. And that was mine just going past. This episode, which will hopefully not require me to put two files together like the last episode did, is going to be a trip into Central America to deliver cargo. Let's see if I can get this right. So I'm going to go up this way. Don't know if I want to go that way. Yeah, I'll probably go that way, but I'm going to go into Central America because I have a load of cargo on my train to deliver, and I also have a load of tasks to complete, such as serve 1,000 passengers in Central America, travel 31,000 miles, buy 2,500 cargo, and meet two Central American demands for market demands. I'm going to complete the meet market demands one with the stuff I've got on my train. I doubt I'll get to the cargo one in this episode, or the distance, and I don't know about the passengers because I don't know how many passengers I'm going to pick up. However, we will start going into Central America for the first time. So I head towards Panama. I am expecting a photograph opportunity to come up at Panama because there is a photograph of the Panama Canal to be taken. So one does hope that I will be able to take a photograph, so I can add it to my collection of currently 182 out of 191 possible photographs in this game. That is the hope. And then we will move on to whatever the next city is, deliver some cargo, but generally, and most importantly, start being able to work on the tasks on the checklist. Because once I've completed the tasks on the checklist, it will open up Mexico, which, as previously mentioned in previous episodes, I have already had open before they added the update to this game, which closed off Mexico again. Okay, I didn't get to take a photograph on the way into Panama, and Panama requires pasta, of which I have absolutely none on my train. Well, I'll just everything you got there, as much as I can fit, get on my train, because I've got to buy almost 2,500 cargo. So whether I need it or not, I'll buy it and just sell it at the next station. I get to take a photograph of the Panama Canal on the way out? No, maybe I'll get to take one on the way going from west to east through Panama. As we come to Santiago, Panama. But yes, my plan for the cargo, because as I say, Mexico I've already done, then they closed it and it will reopen once I've completed the task in Panama. Hopefully it will reopen in the same state I left it, because Southeast Asia West did when that reopened after the update, when I managed to complete enough tasks to do that one. No photographs coming into Santiago. Okay. What do you want by the way of cargo? You want holy water. Right, let me sell you the holy water you want, and able to reach their resource goal, and I get a whole 1,000 gold out of that. But I did pick up a load of stuff from the previous place, which I will now sell, and I will buy everything that's here so I can sell it at the next station, San Jose. Maybe not the nicest way of dealing with the tasks, rather than running around collecting cargo I actually need. However, by the time I've been through this trip, there won't be much cargo I actually need left in the world. I will need some copper, some wood, some iron and some steel, plus some other resource for the factory, which will allow me to build a new type of car. I don't know what that other resource is going to be, but I'll find out in the fullness of time. but I already have a load of those things in my depot purely for that situation. Whilst you want 1,000 tomatoes, you're not getting the tomatoes I've currently got on my train. There's a perfectly innocent reason for that, or good reason for that. Let's take everything we can out of there. Yes, I filled my max cargo limit again. Not a big deal. We'll just buy everything we can fit on the train and depart onwards and upwards for Bluefields. So if I go from Bluefields round to that place. Now, does this require cargo I've got on my train? I'll go back down this way at some point anyway. That requires utility knives, which I do have on my train. But I will go up here, back round here, then down. And hopefully along the way, if there's any photographs to be taken, I will be able to take them. But the reason I didn't drop my tomatoes off at the previous place is because this allows me to fulfill the cargo demand of Bluefields. Which is now means I have 3 out of the 6 tasks completed by meeting the market demands. I bought a whole 90 cargo out of the 2,500 I require. I'm doing quite good, quite well. Let's use the correct grammar for passengers, having already dealt with about 1/3 of them so far. I should be able to. Let's see what's on my train. The apples, the bananas, the rest of the tomatoes, the tea and the sausages, and the utility knives. Oh, and the coffee beans. That's quite a few different things. I should be able to get rid of all of those. Well, I say get rid, sell all of those, and most of them will meet resource requirements. That's not quite enough tomatoes to meet that resource requirement, but that leaves me 1,005 tomatoes to buy for Central America. And if we send it there as a destination, like I say, I'll go back to the map so I can explain this. There's Mexico, which has a couple of connections north to North America, and I'm hoping it will have a connection to Mexico coming this way, because there's a depot about here in Mexico. And it also has, I believe, a supply of tomatoes in Mexico. So once I can open Mexico, I can get the 1,005 tomatoes I still need from Mexico rather than from Africa, which is a lot further away, strangely enough. This is my cunning plan. But of course, I've got to deal with a lot more passengers, a lot more cargo. I do have 150 casino chips in my depot, just not on my train because I couldn't fit them on. So they will be on a future trip into Central America. But I can fulfill that cargo demand once I can get back to a depot and with an empty train, or an empty-ish train. Just like I have 400 and something pasta in my depot, which won't fulfill the cargo demand for Panama, but it will go 4/10 of the way there, basically. As we come into San Salvador, I've had absolutely no photo opportunities so far. I'm hoping I'll get some on the way out. Okay, well, we've got more than enough bananas to complete the resource requirements for that one. And I don't need the rest of the bananas. I don't think I'm going to need the copper, the peanuts, the pigs. Empty the train out a bit. I don't need that much coffee. I certainly don't need any cauliflower. However, I will buy everything they have, even though it's just the same stuff, same type of stuff that I've just got rid of my train. As I've now managed to buy a whole 148 cargo. Santa Anna? Wasn't he the general that led the troops or was in charge at the Alamo? That was the thing. I'm not saying that city is named after him, I'm just thinking it's the same name. That's another resource demand met by selling all the apples I've got. I will just buy everything that's in that place, even though I don't need them. Again, still no photo opportunities. Maybe I'll get some on the way out. As we come into Guatemala, or head towards Guatemala. It's a short trip. That one's hockey sticks. I'm not carrying any hockey sticks. I've only got about 9 in my depot, so it's not like I'm going to be meeting that resource demand anytime soon. Not that I need to, having met 2 market demands. And we will go that way next. A little bit of a burst of speed. That definitely does weird things to your eyes. Yes, the car has still got a long way to go before it upgrades, as does the NR74 and the Candy Food car, which I actually don't mind having on my train because it generates cash for quite a few hours in the day. This one's coffee. Well, there you go. Have all the coffee that you needed. Right, I will sell the rest of the coffee, the bananas, the cauliflower, the copper, the pigs. Stone wool and the peanuts. So I have 3 more resource demands that I can fill with the tea, the sausages and the utility knives. Which will be quite nice. And then I can concentrate on the passengers, the mileage and the getting the cargo, so that I can open up Mexico and spend my time gathering tomatoes. Where am I? Oh, there, okay. Yes, and I have 4.5 million in cash, but I'm not going to spend it upgrading these stations that are remaining in Central America yet, because the ones in South America are more important to me, as they will allow me to get 100% completion on South America a lot quicker, or basically before I complete Central America, because Central America or Latin America I'm going to have to complete a lot more of the story for. So hence I need, I think it's 8 million to upgrade the remaining 4 stations in South America. So that South America is effectively 100% complete. As we come towards San Pedro Sula, in the country of HN. Honduras? I don't know, to be honest. gets rid of the tea that's on my train. Just buy everything else. And depart. My train is doing pretty well for emptying out. I've got a lot more cargo to buy. But the serve 1,000 passengers is looking pretty good at this point. Where am I? Oh yes, okay. I'm at the end of this, so when I come back down here, I want to go that way. Oh, okay, there's a gap across there. Did not realise that. If I'd zoomed in, I would have noticed that. But yes, that's the factory that when it opens, I will need the copper, the wood, the steel, the iron, and one other resource for. I just don't know what that resource is right now, but that allows me to sell the sausages and meet yet another cargo demand. So apart from the utility knives, which are on my train, and the 150 casino chips, which are not on my train but are in my depot, that's all the resource cargo demands I can actually meet. So I'm going to have to spend a bit of time in Europe collecting a load more pasta, some time in Russia collecting a load of hockey sticks. I can get some out of Canada Central, but the amount I can get there is so limited compared to the amount I can get in Western Russia that it's more productive to spend time in Russia. And whilst doing that, hopefully I'll generate enough money to allow me to continue to my upgrades. Nothing in San Pedro Sula anymore. I am kind of disappointed I haven't had a photograph to take. I mean, certainly the Panama Canal should be available, but I was hoping for 3 or 4 in total in this part of the world. I know I've got 9 left to do, and I know that at least 2 or 3 of them are in the other parts of the world, but I was hoping there would be some in Central America. Okay, that's the casino chip one. Well, we'll buy everything you've got. I've got a lot more cargo to buy. Okay, where am I meant to be going next? And is the next place the place? Okay, the next place on the map is the place where I drop off the utility knives. At which point there is then nothing on my train that needs to stay on my train, so I can sell everything that's on my train if I so desire. And all will be goodness with the world as I head back to a depot to pick up some more stuff and come back this way. However, once I come out of Central America via Panama, that's where I'm going to end this episode, and I probably won't record me coming back in and dropping more cargo off. I will just record me completing or collecting the completion of this in the episode where it happens. Utility, collect that cargo demand. So that's everything on my train that was designed for this area, or was put on my train to deal with this area, which means that I need a load of tomatoes, a load of pasta, and a load of hockey sticks, and every other resource in this area is done, which means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations which haven't met the resource demands, because there's one that requires 5 tomatoes, one that requires 1,000, hockey sticks, casino chips, and the pasta. Okay, there's still more stuff here. I'll buy it all. How did we do for passengers during this trip? 901 served. That's pretty good going. It's a lot more than I'm expecting to be serving in this area. Oh good, I am going the right way. I just had this horrible thought that my train might be doing circuits rather than actually leaving Central America for a second there. Which would have been less than optimal. Still no photographs even coming back this way. As daylight slowly approaches. Well, I might as well sell everything. I don't need any of it. 23 passengers off, 10 on. Just wondering if when I get to Panama, will I have served enough passengers? 934. I've only got 52. So unless all 52 leave and another 12 get on, or some combination to basically get me, was it 66? 64 or 66? Let me count. 66, so it would be 52 off, 14 on, or some equal combination that made 66 passengers do something. Okay, do I get a chance to take a photograph of the Panama Canal at Panama this time round? Not looking good. Oh, I think I managed to deal... Yep, I don't need any of that. 15 off, 55 on. That's 70 passengers, which gives me just enough to complete the serve 1,000 passengers. So I managed to do that in one circuit. Yes, I've got to buy a lot of cargo and do a lot more circuits. But that's not bad. 4 out of the 6 tasks done for Central America in one circuit. Let me aim my train at my depot, my closest depot, so I can go back in there with more stuff. But that was a nice circuit of Central America and its cargo deliveries. And that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. Not the most thrilling episode to watch, I know, but at least you get to see, or I get to see, some different places for the very first time and get used to Central America and leave myself with 5 stations out with outstanding resource requirements. So as always, I hope you enjoyed to one degree or another, and hopefully I'll see you down the track for more of Tiny Rails in the near future. Cheerio!